Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of May 31st, 2021. I'm Nicole Erdix, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
Every week we chat about the things parents are talking about, complaining about, and obsessing about right now. This week we're complaining about kids' school behavior and obsessing about mom strikes. We're also taking a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today we are talking about positive discipline. So this article caught my eye recently, and it was an article about using positive parenting phrases to avoid conflict. Now, I'm all about being positive. I would much rather be, positive and proactive than have to deal with the fallout of the emotional drama of my kids. So I try and provide positive supports, but I'm not sure that this would have any meaning for my kids. Like, it's funny because I'm taking this course right now, and it's about using language to fit into your audience, your peer group, right? Mm-hmm. And, so for example, with kids, it's like about giving them language that will help them fit into their peer group. So I'm thinking if I was to say these words, my kids it would just not register. Mm-hmm. it'd be like a whole other language for them. So
give us some examples.
For example, if they're upset and they throw a tantrum, you can say, every feeling is acceptable. Every behavior is not.
Oh my goodness. At what age are we to be saying this to the children?
I don't know if it's to say that
college,
to them.
Perhaps.
I don't know if it's to say that to them in the middle of their meltdown, but there are a couple other things. Respect my no, and is this a trade-off, and are you open? Mm-hmm. And they're all, I think actually they all are good points, but they all require a lot of table setting, you can't just, when the kid is asking for something, say, is this a trade-off? Mm-hmm. You need to have already had a ton of discussion with them about what does that mean, and the same with another one they listed, which was, are you open? Meaning are you just venting, or are you open to conversation, feedback, mm-hmm. whatever. I mean, if the kid doesn't know what that is, then obviously that's not going to be helpful at all. So I think these could be helpful, but it's way too easy to say here's 4 things you can say, because you can't just throw them at a kid out of the blue. They're never going to understand.
And I also think that if you said some of those things to an adult, you would probably get punched in the face. So,
yeah, I feel like there are phrases that are really great for if you are working on yourself and you're working on. I feel like these are phrases that your therapist would use.
Yes, exactly. That's what it sounds like.
And I totally agree though, but if you have that relationship with your kids, and if you have those conversations with your kids from day one about, respecting my no and are you open, then of course they're going to respond to that. But I think if you were just to start throwing that out there,
right, I'm
not sure that
it doesn't mean anything. But the point of respecting my no also means that the parent has to respect the kid's no.
Yes.
In order for it to work, otherwise the kid just knows you're being a hypocrite. So
yeah. And I'm just imagining these kids taking this language to school and how successful that would be.
Well, there you go, right?
Saying to the teacher, respect my no, I am not open. And
right.
Or saying on the playground, somebody wants them to get off the swing. Respect me, no. I don't know. I see. It just seems like, I understand the idea behind it, but that language is problematic.
Yeah. I think in a really nice, peaceful, loving world, it would work. And I think too, like, I think you also have to be, that needs to be in your nature, and you need to be feeling like that would be natural for you to say. Mm-hmm. You know, like if I was to just say, if I was to start talking that way, my kids would be like, what happened to my mother?
Right.
They're just not used to those kinds of phrases.
Yeah.
And even if I said, let's start talking this way, they would not. Really. No.
Would you listen to their no, Nicole?
Would I respect their no? No. Yeah.
Oh, dear. I always liked the Howard Glasser Kodak moment thing of just observing things. You know, saying finding positive things to say all through the day, and as just a general course. I think that's useful. Mm-hmm. In times of crisis, though, do we feel that it's really never okay to be negative? Like negative consequences, we can never give these? Because sometimes, you know, it's like that old thing of if the kid's going to run into traffic or the kid's going to touch a stove, you have to yell to get their attention. Sometimes, you know, sometimes worse things will happen if you don't deliver a less than soothing reaction to something. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a quandary.
Well, and it's our usual, like, anything that says, if you do X, your child will do Y,
right?
You know, automatically brings suspicion.
Yeah.
Every family has its own style.
I mean, I think it's really valid. Like, feelings are acceptable, but not all expressions of same are acceptable. I think that's absolutely something that's true, and that it's good to practice with your kids.
Right.
But then are you teaching kids what to do with extremely negative feelings if they're not allowed to act out?
Right.
What do you do with them? Talk to your therapist. This is what we do with those feelings. Some feelings are super difficult to deal with, and you just to say it's okay to feel that, but don't express it.
Well, don't express it by hitting your sibling, or
well, if the feeling you're having is I hate my sibling, then I guess that would be an appropriate way to act now. I don't know, or my sibling just hit me. That might be an item. Well, I mean, if you're feeling conflict with a sibling, how are we going to teach them to express that? That is there any way to express that that's appropriate?
Yeah, I mean,
you can't say I hate you. You can't go tromping off to your room in a snit.
Well, I mean, why not? Like, let them go to their room and, you know, to get some separation from the person who's bothering them. I don't think that's inappropriate.
Well, isn't that the whole purpose of self-regulation and everything that we're trying to teach our kids to manage their feelings?
Maybe this is my problem. I haven't had any successful self-regulation in my house.
And I mean, I think it's okay to say
it's an issue.
You know, to help a kid learn to say, I don't like when you do X or Y versus I don't like you. You know?
Yeah.
And that, you know, not that that's easy, but that's kind of the difference that we're talking about, I think.
Yeah. But then you're also just going to have to help your kid do the work on what is causing those feelings. Not just, please tamp this down and do not express it. Because that's not going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's not don't express it. It's how to express it approprially.
Can you, like, have a punching bag with your sister's picture on it?
Hey.
Is that an appropriate way to express that feeling? One of those knockdown clowns.
Right.
Yeah.
Feelings are hard.
That's right.
They are.
I personally am often expressing my feelings in ways that the authors of that article would probably say are inappropriate. I think they would say probably hitting the wall is a bad idea. Terry, it's okay to feel that feeling, but don't hit the wall. And I know that. It hurts.
Hit this pillow instead, Terry.
I do hit pillows also, but the wall is much more satisfying. Painful, but satisfying. It's a quandary.
Oh, dear.
It's tough. It is tough. Well...
Struggling with the positivity in my house. I am having feelings about this article that I probably should not express.
Well, the podcast is here for you to express yourself, so
Excellent.
we welcome your thoughts, but we are going to say goodbye for today.
We have a feeling it's that time.
And we invite you positively to tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2, and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.